after these past couple of days of amazingly hot weather. Today it's freezing. That being said, we'll get to part 2. Yesterday I shared with you guys a little bit why it's important to create your own forex trading success story. It's not about following someone else. It's not about doing like what other people do. And you will never see two traders with the exact same story. So it's important for you to create your own story. And today we'll talk about how to do it. You know, some people save $100,000 before they get to trading full-time. Some people save a few $1,000s. Some people keep it as a side kind of hustle, a side job. And some people like me will never trade full-time, which means they're never going to have only trading as their full income. You pick whatever you prefer. And then it's important for you to decide what you need to reach your goals. And you must always first think things through and then follow through. So here's the first exercise. Pick a sheet of paper, write down exactly what you want. Is it to trade full-time? Is it to keep your job while you trade? Is it to travel while you trade? But just write something down so we have a clear thing to start with. Now I expect most of you guys not to watch this video when you are ready to go full-time. I expect that you're going to watch this earlier. So you need to understand the many phases of trading. And it first starts with consistency. Unless you are consistent, it's not really time to jump into full-time. And that's going to be the first step. By being consistent, you can analyze what your stats are and what kind of return you can expect later on. Man, I'm totally going to get the cold filming those videos outside, but I think it's worth it. The thing is, once you know your return as a trader, it's very easy to know what kind of money you need to go full-time. And that we did that a couple of videos ago, so I'll put the link right in the corner so you guys can check it out. But you want to figure out what kind of return you can expect. And that requires some practice, some experiment that you can base yourself on. However, I remember an interview I recorded with Houston Chong, one of my friend and trader. That was exactly on the topic of trading full-time. At that time, Houston had just left his job to trade full-time. And the thing he said is, you know, usually you have to compute the stats and the math behind how you're going to go full-time. He had a good salary, has worked many years, which I really didn't. I didn't do that. But he said, compute the math, understand what the math says, and then make sure you believe in yourself, and then forget the math. So I think there's kind of many ways you can go about it. And I don't think I've been very prudent when I went to trading full-time, but I think you have to go with what you're comfortable with. Once you have the amount of money you need to trade full-time, that could be $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, whatever. But the more money you have, the easier it will be, of course. If you have many people backing you up to go trade full-time, like you're going to trade their money, it's going to be much more easier, right? So you might as well find people who can support you along the way when you're going to go full-time. That could be a good way to not be too stressed and to not have to worry too much when you go full-time. So that's something you can try. And the other thing is that no matter what you decide to do, okay, if you decide to go full-time with not enough money, or you decide to go full-time and it doesn't work, understand that this is your story. This is what you're going to be able to tell on the podcast. This is what people are going to be recognizing you for. And it's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing to fail at some things. And you guys have known that since I've been starting to trade full-time, I think I've failed at a couple of things, but this is my story. This is what I'm all about. And no matter what happens, I'm still willing to do work, and I'm still willing to do what's necessary to keep moving forward and to not go back to basically a job. So no matter what happens, if you jump in too early full-time, yes, it's bad, but you will figure out a way, and there's always a way to go. It's not find the optimal time, wait until everything is perfectly aligned, the moon is here, the sun is here. No, forget this. Go, just go. Once you are yourself confident, and you need to be confident, otherwise, if I were to start to trade on my own, and I didn't know I would be able to achieve it, I would be waking up every night thinking, well, am I going to make it? Am I going to be profitable? Am I going to make this return? Am I going to fail? Forget this, I'm going to fail, it's for sure. So you have to be confident in yourself, and that is the first part. The only problem is that at the beginning, we, as traders, as really beginning traders, traders who start to trade for the first time, tend to be too confident. We tend to expect that we're going to be able to make a lot of money, and you probably felt that way before. You start to trade you have this account, you put whatever $100 in it, or like a small amount, and you expect that this is gonna make you like a full-time living, or you're gonna make millions. Okay, that's like the basic beginning trader mindset. But understand that if you fail, if you've been through a couple of phases of the market, if you've tried, you've tested stuff, you've experimented, you have some winning months, losing months, but you've been consistent over time, and you are confident in your ability to move forward, there's no reason to wait. There's no reason to expect the best alignment. And I don't want to push you guys to leave your job, like it's your responsibility, of course, but understand that all of this is your story. Your Forex trading success story starts like today, or started like when you start to trade, but it's already started, and you decide to create your own path. And if you fail along the path, find a way to get back on track. Right? It's not the end of the world. There's always a way to get back. And there's like traders who went full-time, they went back to part-time, they went back to full-time, part-time, full-time, like, but they found a way to make it happen. And that's what's really important. It's not really the best time to go full-time. What matters is the best time to put the right action to keep progressing toward your goal. And that's what you have to do on a constant basis, like every single day, starting yesterday. If you have any question, comment below, let me know your thought. And because I'm not the expert on that topic, I think I do not have the typical trader story who worked many years in a company and left his job to trade full-time. So if you have any questions, just comment below, and I'll make sure to ask someone who knows better than I do, so that I can help you out on that. I'll give a like to the video if you liked it. That really helps me, and I appreciate to see those likes and dislikes. It's live. I like, as long as you guys like or not like, I can see how to improve and all that stuff. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.